But myself, all of the House Democrats are here to stand with you and to stand up for you in our state capitol against these attacks on our working families. Now there's a fight going on in Lansing. Some of you might have heard. Anybody out yesterday or Wednesday? Did anybody come up? Thank you. That was a great show, but too many people are still saying that it's special interest in Lansing. It's not special interest. It's the people exercising their rights, and that message has to get out loud and clear. That we're not going to let our working families be taken advantage of. That we're not going to get 86% tax credits to our corporations on the backs of our seniors, our working families, and our kids. These are huge cuts to our kids, our working families, getting rid of the earned income tax credit directly to go into the pockets of corporations in this state. Now, you know, there is also a fight going on over there. They were saying that this was going to be the legislation, this was going to be the year of jobs. There have been over 40 bills now introduced in the legislature that take away your right to collectively bargain, your right to organize at work, and your right to work for a decent living wage. 40 bills. None of that means jobs to me. That means taking away our jobs. That means hurting our middle class. That is the backbone of this state. It's the backbone of our economy. And without the middle class, there's no demand for corporations. And there's no demand for products. There's not going to be jobs unless we get that demand back up from our working families.
That's right.
Now, you might also be interested to know that even former President Ronald Reagan, who many Republicans tout as our nation's greatest leader, understood the power and the importance of our workers. At a rally in Labor Day in 1980, he said, and I'm quoting here, "Where free unions and collective bargaining is forbidden, freedom is lost." We cannot let our state be lost by taking away the rights of our workers. We can't let this be a state where we have the right to work for less. We have to stand up for our rights, and we have to stand up for the democratic principles we all believe in. Now let me just give you an example of one of these bills. There's an income tax bill out there that would tax our seniors' pensions, lower our homestead tax credits, remove the earned income tax credit for the working poor. Now, part of that bill, there's a $100 appropriation in it. $100. What that does is that takes away your constitutional right to put that bill up for a referendum. If that bill goes through with that appropriation, not only are you going to lose your rights for those funding, but you're going to lose your constitutional right to say, I don't like that bill if you choose to. This is the second bill they're doing this to. They took it to item pricing. They put $100,000 of your taxpayer money in there to take away your right to know what you're paying for at the grocery store. $100,000. Now, last time I knew, they're talking about a budget crisis. So how on earth do we have $100,000 to spend so you can get a billboard that tells you you don't have a right to look at your grocery tags anymore? $100,000. So what they're doing now in your tax pension bill? $100. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for standing up for your rights. And remember, what does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
What does democracy look like?
This rally that we're having today should only be the start of something much, much, much greater and bigger. And it needs to be Michigan that says, okay, the rest of the United States, we are going to step forward. We're going to make sure that our voices are heard. And I tell you what, stop attacking working families. I happen to be one of those folks. My daughter happens to be one of those folks. I'm from a union background family. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. My father, he just recently passed. He was a very strong union supporter and had great involvement, UAW, and I'm here to tell you right now, unions, you need to go back and make sure your people are understanding and reading the history of unions. This is why we are even here today. It goes beyond just talking the talk. You got to start walking the walk. You got to start understanding what unions represent, and then when you do, guess what you're going to do? This is going to just be a day in the park, because this is going to be a regular activity activity, and we all are going to be involved in making sure that our voices are heard. I'd like to introduce to you a gentleman, Chris Love. How you going to forget a name like Brother Love? Chris Love is representing the firefighters, and again, stop attacking working families.
Yeah, I just want to say we've been up in Lansing following closely what's going on, and this is a planned attack. A planned attack on the working people of America. That's right. This is a coordinated effort by the wealthy, the elite. Do you know that they are not happy with just having most of the money? Okay? Only 400 Americans hold as much of wealth as the bottom 155 million Americans.